me welcome each and every one of you for fourth webinar on Module 2, Paper 4, Information Technology and Systems Audit. This is an exclusive exam-oriented webinar for CS Professional Program on IT&SA. And today we are going to see lesson number 5, Database Management. I'll say this is a very, very important topic of all the chapters for one reason, because day in and day out as a company secretary, you will be only dealing with database, information, accessing information. Information will be provided, you have to access, you have to analyze, you have to provide. So get the information and provide information. Get the data and provide the data. So you will be dealing with the database only. This chapter will make you comfortable once you understand the concepts, how an organization, how corporates, they actually deal with data in a digital format. So that's why they have kept this chapter. And this chapter is, I will say, a fundamental chapter for you to actually appreciate chapter number 11. You have chapter 11 on systems audit. And another chapter called chapter 10, which is e-governance. So your e-governance, systems audit, management information system, lesson number 8. Lesson number 8, lesson number 10, and lesson number 11. I'll say this is the foundation chapter. Understanding what is data, database, etc. Good. So let me now take you to your study material. And this is chapter number 5. These are the 5 topics we'll be focusing on. The concepts of database, data structure, and especially when they speak about data structure, they will also speak about the data model. What is data model? What is data structure? You need to be in a position to appreciate the distinction between both. And database management system. So what it means, is it software? Is it people? Is it an architecture? So what it is? And what are the contents in it? And what do you mean by a database file? And most important, they will focus on 2 important topics called the data mining and data warehousing. This particular topic is a very popular question in your exam, data mining and data warehousing. So let's see all this one by one. So this is your study material, especially chapter number 5. Let me take first. Yeah. So this is your lesson number 5. So it starts from page number 104 and it goes up to 124. So it's a 20-page material and I wish you complete this today itself. So this is a very important chapter. And if you look at the questions, please look at the questions. Right from 2014, this particular year alone, they have asked, I'll say 12 marks they have asked. And in 15, another 12 marks. 16, again 12 marks. And again, December 16, you have got another 12 marks. And June 17, again 12 marks. I mean, 16 marks they have asked. I mean, more than 16. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's actually 20 marks. And June 17, again, you have got 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Again, 20 marks. And December 17, 8 marks. So June 18, again, you have got 16 marks. December 18, okay, again 12 marks. June 19, please look here. Okay, the latest question papers. So 8 marks minimum. and December 19 also 8 marks. So minimum, you have an 8-mark question and it can go up to 20 marks. Okay. And there are possibilities, they may even ask your first question, your case study questions on this also. But generally, all the past years, they have asked the case study only based on ERP, MIS. So only on that stuff only they have asked. Let me now take you to the core one. Database management, meaning of database and database concept. You please focus on this particular word alone for some time, so that let me explain to you what all this is about. And I will take 1 or 2 examples, and every time that 4 or 5 examples will actually give you a comfort what all the information is all about. For example, let us take a topic like your Institute of Company Secretaries of India, where they have stored your information, the students' information. See, today we have 97 participants online. And how many final students are there in ICSI? How many students are there? How many final students are there? I'll give you a rough number. For example, the total number of students in Institute of Company Secretaries of India are close to, I repeat, close to 2.5 lakh students. And out of this, almost more than 1 lakh students are there with respect to the first level. That is what we call as the foundation level. We can say 50% of this number is foundation students. And the 40, I will say 30% of them are in the executive level. And the remaining, we'll say 10 to 20% of them are in professional level, that is your level. So that means all over India, enrolled students in professional program will be close to, we can say, some 25,000 to 30,000 students are there. But actively, how many people will write examination? We can say 50% will write exam, 15,000, 20,000 will write exam, maximum. And how many of them they qualify? Maybe 10% of them, 15% of them qualify. So close to 1,000, 1,500 people qualify every term. So that is the statistics. This data alone we will take, because this is data. Now, I will give 1, 2, 3, 4 levels of data. When you enroll as a student, I repeat, when you enroll as a student, say that is the time when you enroll as a foundation student. So they get all your data, your name, father's name, date of birth, address, PIN code, what is your academic qualification. So they will collect all this data. Now, let us presume that 10,000 students have enrolled this 2021. This 2021, 10,000 students have enrolled after this plus 2 results or school final results, they have enrolled. This will be a table. Okay, now the first point what I'm going to share with all of you is data, how it is maturing into a database. And I'm going to explain that with one example to all of you. So if you understand this, I think majority of the points will be easy for me to explain in a simple terms. Okay, so that I'm going to explain in one, in one hierarchy format. Okay, so let me share that page to all of you. Yes. So hope this Excel sheet is visible to all of you. Okay. So now I'm going to go in a step format. This step is very important to all of you to understand and appreciate. Okay. The first step is called, I will say, data, or even one step below data, I will go and give examples for that. So please remember this. This is very important table or very important illustration what I'm going to do. Once you understand this, then you can go to page number 105, that para number, what is database? Okay. So that particular point I will actually take you to. Okay. So the first one, I'll say it is bits. And the bits only will become a byte. And a collection of byte, okay, a collection of byte, we'll call that as one, okay, data. Okay, data. Or we can call it as a data item. Okay, single. What is it? I'll explain with some number. Okay. And a collection of data, you can call that as a record. Okay. So sometimes you can call this as a data item or a field item. Okay. So please wait for some time. Let me tell you. And a collection of records, we can call it as a table. Okay. We can call it as a table. Sometimes this is called as a flat table. Flat. Why it is flat means a single table. I repeat, it's a single table. So wow. So we have gone like this. It goes like, I would say, one staircase. Okay. So it starts with bits. Then it goes to a byte. Then it is a data item. Then it becomes a record. Then it becomes a table. Okay. Good. So this is most important. And the table, why I call this as a flat table, and what is a flat table? You have an example in page number 108. In page number 108, they'll speak about a flat model. They'll speak about a flat. So once you understand this concept, I'll be in a position to actually explain all this in a very clear sense. Okay. Now, what actually is a bit? A bit is actually a binary digit. Okay. So you can call it as a bit. So it's either, I'll call it as a 0, okay, or 1. And what is a byte? It is 8 bits. And actually 8 bits is one character. Maybe I'll give the within bracket here. It is called a character. Now what is a character? Alphabet A is a character. Alphabet B is a character. So that means 26 alphabets means 26 characters. Each character is 8 bits. For example, Gopal Krishna. My name is Gopal Krishna Raju. Gopal, Gopal, 5 bytes. I repeat, 5 bytes. Space is a byte. Okay, and Krishna, Krishna. So Gopal space, so 6 plus 7, so 13 characters. I will not call this as characters and so once you are inside a database, you have to only use these terms, these terminologies only you have to use, so that only we people can understand, others should not understand. Okay, so only the database guy should understand that language. Oh, how many characters are actually 8? No, not even you should use characters, you should say bytes. Okay, so it's actually 8 bits is 1 byte. 8 bits is 1 byte, and that is one. Yesterday, we understood the relationship between bytes and the data storage sizes. Okay, yesterday we did that. And all of you know, 2 nibble is 1 byte, or 8 bits is 1 byte. So that is called a character. An example for a character is what? It can be an alphabet. It can be an alphabet. It can be a numeral, or it can be a special character like comma, colon, semicolon, hash. Each one is a character. So this is called a character. Now what is a data item? A collection of bytes, collection of characters. So maybe you can call this as a word or a number, 783. Okay, year 2020. For example, we have our friends, many of our friends are here. So let me take some of the friends' name. Say we have R.S. Bandari is also online. Rahul Chajer. So Rahul Chajer is one of the participants. So Rakshita is one participant. Rakshita is one data item. Ravi is a data item. Rahul Chajer is a data item, which consists of RAHUL. So 5 characters, space, charger, CHHAJER. So it is 7 plus 5, 12 plus 1, 13 characters, Rahul Chajer. So that's called a data item. One, what do you call it as a word? A word can be your father's name, your name, your PIN code, your PAN number, your Aadhaar number. That's called a data item. It's called a data item. So I'll be using these terms henceforth. Okay, the entire session I'll be using these terms. Henceforth, I'll only say data item. I'll only say record. Now, what is a record? A record is collection of data item. It's actually a line. A line. For example, from your results data, the entire results will not be visible to you. For example, after your examination is over, on the particular result day, online you check your results. Now, when you check your results online, you give your roll number. You give your roll number and the system will actually go to the data file. I repeat, the data file, the table. And then your record alone, it will pull and then it will show on the screen. What do you mean by record? Your roll number, your name, okay, your roll number, your name, the examination, what you have written. For example, if it is professional program, group 1 or module 1 or module 2, that will be. So name, your roll number. So name, roll number, your module, your subject number, okay, like paper 1, paper 2, paper 3, paper 4, like that. So paper number and marks. Then another paper number, marks. Paper number, marks. Paper number, marks. So, for example, 11, okay, 11 data items in one line they will show. This one line, we call it as, you should not call line, it's called a record. It's called a record. So, a data item. But which will be meaningful? Will data item will be meaningful or record will be meaningful? Data item is not meaningful. For example, one of the group, say for example, our paper is, what is our paper? We are in paper number, paper 4. We are module 2. We are module 2 and paper 4. In module 2, paper 4 alone, you have scored, say, 63. It's the data item is called 63. I'm asking one question. In module 2, paper 4, what is your mark? The data item is 63. Can you conclude that have you passed, have you cleared that attempt or not? Is it possible? No, it is not possible. Why it is not possible? The entire record only will be meaningful. So that's why we have understood the concept of data and information. Please look at this. This is word is data, record is information. One record only will give you some info. I will not use the word called knowledge. I will only use the word called info. A record is information. Fundamentally, it is a line. It is a line item. Okay. So I will not henceforth use a word called line. I will not henceforth use a word called word. I will only say data item. Alternatively, I will also call it as a field item. Now, why it is called as a field item? Henceforth, whenever you say table, what is a table? All the students' information in one particular table. So, column number 1, roll number. Column number 2, name. Column number 3, the location, otherwise the center number or center name. column number 4, column number 5, column number 6. The columns are called as fields. I repeat, columns are called as fields and rows are called records. So this is your rows, this is your column. But in one column, one row, there will be a one column and one row. It will actually, okay, good. So it will actually join in one place. So only one item is called as, that is what it's called field item. It is not field items. No, it is only field item. One of the field, one of the record item. So it may not give any meaning. It will only give some number, some alphabet. That's all. So that is why bits, bytes, data item, record, table. Now one table. Maybe sometimes one table is a database or a collection of tables. Okay, what is called as a collection of tables. Okay, so table is one table, rows and columns. Okay, so I'll call this as a rows and columns. Good. And a collection of table is what is your database. Wow. Collection of table is what we call it as database. So now hope all of you are clear with what it is. So I'm now on the top. Okay. Sometimes the database is so small. For example, employees database. Only one table. One table can be a database. Or a collection of table also can be a database. Okay, so what is database? A table or a collection of tables. Now, what is that table? Table consists of rows and columns. You should not say rows and columns. Table consists of records and fields. So this is all you should say. So database is a table or a collection of tables. And table means a row and column. No, record and fields. It is a collection of record and fields. Elements of records and fields. Elements of records and fields. Now, whether everything will be numeric? No, not necessary. Some can be numeric. Some can be alpha. Some can be alphanumeric. So, all combinations. So, that is your fundamental about database. Okay, this is very, very important, guys. So, I don't want to, so hope this is clear to all of you. Okay, this particular concept is very important. Okay, good. So now let us move to the next one. Good. So now let's see what your study material speaks about in page number 105. So now he is explaining about all those, this stuff and all, you please read it. Okay, so whatever I said, see the data, record, everything he speaks of, field, okay, everything he speaks about. Please read that. Now I want you to understand this sentence alone, because the first item is you have to understand what is database concept is. What is database? Okay. Then I'll add more mirchi masala to this so that you understand data definition language, database management system, who's a database administrator, his roles, his responsibilities, data security. So all those stuff we can add after that. This is fundamental, okay? And types of database, okay, good. So now, in short, this sentence is very important. Database is a collection of information, organized. This is most important. So what I did, so bits, it became bytes. So hope you have noted that particular part. So bits, byte, actually bits and byte, byte is actually one character, single character. So you have to only start with the data item. I'll again show you that particular screen. Actually, these 4 is sufficient. This 4 is sufficient. The bit byte is still the bottommost level, ground. I'm going to the bottommost level. I'm coming to the highermost level. So In your study material, they will not discuss about bit and byte because bit and byte is discussed in your chapter 3 and 4 itself. Okay. So data item means word. That is the database, the minimum most smallest. The smallest in a database is data. Data is a word, a field item. Okay. One of the item in a column. Okay. So, but data item consists of characters. And one character means bytes. And one byte means that much bit. So to that level, you need to know. So these two are at, what do you call it as, at physical level. Physical level means this is what will be there in your, the magnetic disk. Okay. So in the storage format, it will be in a binary format. In abstract form, what you see. So there are two types of, what do you say, view. One is called the physical format of data. This is physical format of data. You can see this. If you, can you see this, for example, what is a data item? A data item is a name, a PAN number. Can you see PAN number, for example, my PAN number is AEUPR2143T, but whether that PAN number will be visible in bits and bytes? No, it won't be visible. It won't be visible. Why? It will be in a digital form. I mean, it will be in a binary digit format. So these two is not in the way we actually visually see. So that is why this is in a physical format, and data item, record, table to database is the organized format. The moment from here to here, that is, I'll say row number 5 and 6. I'll give a different color to this. Okay. Maybe I'll give a color like this. Yes, this is a different one. Okay. So here, so this is how it goes up. This orange color is actually in physical form. This from data item, record, table, database, your eyes can see. In the screen you can see. So this is, you can see in screen. Okay. So that means this is organized. That is why they use a word. Database is a collection of information organized in such a way that a computer program, now that program is what is called database management system or database management software. We'll come to that. What is that software, what it will do, who will manage it, who will administer it, how you will create. We'll see that. Okay. So database is a collection of information organized. Remember this word, very important. Database means organized. If it is not organized, it is not database. Now, I'll make one very simple example. I come to your home. Say we have many student friends here, 139 friends are there. So I come to one of the friends' home. For example, Manoj, Madhukar is there, Madhukar, I come to your residence. I say, I want to see your study table. Okay. So he takes me to his study table. I ask him, I will blindfold you. I will blindfold you. That means I'll use one black color. I'll blindfold you. I'll make you sit in your study table. How many subjects you have? Okay, module 1, module 2. Okay, module 1 and module 2, there are total 4 papers. Good. So, or say totally all the subjects put together, say there are 8 subjects. Now 8 subjects, what I will say, the study materials and other stuffs is there. I'm asking him, pick up, as blindfold you have to pick up. You have to pick up information technology and system audit book. Oh my God. Can he pick up? Blindfold. But I'll tell you guys, blindfold you can pick it up. When, if the books you have kept in your table is organized. I repeat, the word called organize has a very, very big impact. And you will understand this as we go further. You understand this alone, whatever I'm going to say in future, I mean the later part, you will actually understand very well. The word organize is to is so important. Now, what is meant by organized? That is where the catch is. Organized can be alphabetically arranged. Organized can be numerically arranged. Now, students, you are all students. Students database, how it will be arranged? Will it be arranged alphabetically? In a Zoom meeting, all of you can go to the panelists, to the attendees. So we have 140 attendees, including we have officers from Institute of Company Secretaries who have been watching us. Okay. Now, out of the 140 attendees, all the attendees name, you come in at various different points of time. Okay. Even then, the system arranges all your name in not in the time at which you log in, but it is arranging at an ascending order of your names. Please look here. Who is the last guy? Yamini Jain, Urisha Ali. Okay. This guy Chandan Pardeshi. Some Chandan Pardeshi beginning character, he has put some dash. Therefore, it has gone to last one. Yamini Jain is last. Vrishali, Vikram Shoni. This is actually, maybe all these guys, they would have come at the beginning itself, but they are at the end. Why? What is the order? The order is alphabetical. But when you enroll for your student database with institute, your enrollment number is given as and when you enroll. As and when you enroll, your enrollment number is given. So therefore, the data is organized in the way you are given a number. So you go and before the Institute Company Secretary, you have Mr. R.S. Bandari is here online, who is one of the Institute's staff here and officer here. And you ask Bandari ji, you give me my information about me in your institute. He will say, my name is Shivani, my name is Shrishti, my name is Bansal. He will say, no, name and all not software. There are so many Bansals are there, so many Shivanis are there, so many Sakshis are there, so many Sagar are there. I want your number, because number only I can pull out with the record, because the database is only arranged number wise, organized. That is very important. Please remember this. So database means it is organized. Organized means there is a way it is organized. Alphabetical order means give your name. So system will do it. But entire students, if they arrange it in name wise, name is a problem, because my name Gopal Krishna, many people will have Gopal Krishna. So that is not, that's a very common name. So you have to, which is unique to me. My PAN number is unique. My Aadhaar number is unique. My Institute of Company Secretaries of India membership number is unique, 15328. This is my membership number. So my membership number is unique. So using that membership number, I can be located. I can be actually, my record can be accessed. Okay, good. So read this once again. Database is a collection of information organized in such a way that a computer program can quickly select desired pieces of data. It can check, it can take it out. That's all, very simple. So read this as many times as possible, this sentence. Very good. So now the first point, what everybody understand in database, okay, what is today's date? Okay, so today's date is 24th July, and we are in chapter number 5. The first point what we have discussed is called, what is database? And I have given you a hierarchy. Okay. Now I want you to type in the chat box. I repeat, I want you to type in the chat box the hierarchy, bit, hyphen, byte, hyphen, like that you type it till the end. Whatever I put till the end, you type it. Let me see how many of you type it properly. The hierarchy of the database. This is called the hierarchy, how the database builds up from the bit till the database. So type it in your chat box. Let me see how many of you are alert. I want to see that. Sukanya Dumal, Pune, bits, bytes, data item, record, table, database. Very good. Bits to bytes to data, after data item, record, table, database. Correct. This is what is the definition. This is what is the definition. Mansi, Haryana. Okay. Very good. Very good. So this is the first concept. Please understand this concept first. Okay. Once you understand this, answering many of the questions is very easy. Okay. Now the next one I want to speak to you is data model and data structure. Very important. Okay. Very good, guys. So, thank you very much. You need not type now. Okay. Please stop. Now, what is data model and data structure? Okay. So before going to that, I have to tell you about the types of database, and then I will tell you about the models, so that there is some slight connect between both. Okay. Now, please look at this. This is data structure, meaning, these are the two I want to tell you. Page number 107. Okay. Page number 107, which is called types of database. And this is an exam question, guys. This is an exam question. So you have what you call as analytical and operational database. Please look here. This is called analytical database. And this is an operational database. So first, let me explain operational database, which is very simple. So please go to operational database. Okay, where is it? Page number, I told you 108. And this is an exam question for your kind information. Okay. Why exam question? Please look here. Ah, 2A, 4 marks. Maybe you have to draw this diagram also. So operational database. So put one cylinder. The moment you put a cylinder, it is a database. So 2 line, it's very easy to draw a cylinder. Draw 2 parallel lines. On top of it, put a circle. Bottom, you put a circle. That's a cylinder. Cylinder gives you a conceptual understanding that it is a database stored in a magnetic disk. Stored in a magnetic disk in a physical form. Okay. So now, what is operational database? Operational database are all your business data. For example, finance department, purchase department, advertising, sales, marketing, production. So these are the departments, they will actually generate data. Production department, what data they will generate? Date. What is the input of material they have put? Okay, so work orders or job work. For example, if it is a machining department, okay, especially a manufacturing company where they make a lot of spare parts, parts they make, and then they assemble it, especially 2-wheeler, 4-wheeler company or a truck manufacturing company. So they'll have a lot of machine shops. In each machine shops, there will be a work order or a job work order number. Based on that, material will be issued. Based on that, there will be final output. There will be wastage. There will be broken items. Everything will be there. All those will be recorded, and that data will be fed into the system. And that data, they will have it in one table format. Who is the workman? Date. What is the work order number? What is the raw material input in kilograms or in length or meter, whatever it is. So what is the output given in size wise or weight wise or in number wise, whatever it is. What is the wastage? Wastage measured in terms of weight. Generally, wastage will be only measured in terms of weight. And when they have this data, they will compare this with yesterday's data. Yesterday, how much material was given? What is the output? What is the wastage? What is the percentage of wastage? Today, what is the material? What is the wastage? What is the percentage of wastage? Compare yesterday to today. Compare yesterday, day before yesterday to today. Last 1 month, last 1 year, and then find out the efficiency, whether the operator is in the same line or he is going, his wastage is going up or is coming down. If the wastage is coming down, he is efficient. If he is maintaining the same wastage, okay, he is a consistent workman. If his wastage is coming down, very good, he is an efficient workman. So see how the databases are giving information. This is called an operation data. Okay, now please look here. Operational database, on the other hand, are used to manage more dynamic bits of data. These types of database allow you to do more than simply viewed archived data. Operational database allow you to modify the data. And these types of database, why would they call it as modify? You have to add. Every time you have to actually get the base data and you have to feed into it. You have to actually feed it. That is what it's called add. Okay. Sometimes you have to change. Maybe they will come and say, sir, no, the wastage what you have given the report is not correct. My wastage is only this. Please change it. Please, my supervisor has also witnessed to it. There is a data error in it. Please go and change it. Otherwise, my bonus, whatever, I'm not eligible for bonus because the system says I'm inefficient. Change. Okay, so add, change. These types of database are usually used to track real-time information. Okay, customers, order, that, this, all those stuffs. So operational database. Now, what is analytical database? Okay, analytical. Analytical are not operational. Then what it is? You analyze data analytics. We understand, we understood about data analytics in chapter number 2. And in chapter number 4 also data analytics is there. Now what is data analytics? From the raw data, you do a lot of analysis. Graphs. You prepare a graph. You prepare a comparative statement. You prepare a summary. That summary, you save it. That is a data analytics. Generally, company secretary, what type of data you will analyze? Last 4 year, 5 year finance data you take, you analyze, you prepare some ratio analysis. You do a projection of 5 years data, 10 years data, you do projection. What is projected financial statements data? That is actually, is it operational data? No, analytical. So because you have created that data. Okay, so please look here. Analytical database are primarily static read-only database which is stored, archived historical data used for analysis purpose. So you actually collect data, keep it only as a storage, on that you do the analysis and again you save it. So all these data, so historic data, on that you analyze the summary data, everything put together is analytic database. Because those are not operational data. Operational data is different. And analytic data is the past data. Generally, analytic data are past. Operational data are current, present, which will be useful for, it will give you information. Latest. Yesterday's data, you are analyzing today. Okay, you are actually seeing the data today for taking a decision. That's called operational database. But analytical database, not necessarily your company data also will be there. It can be even competitors' data, economics data, world data, everything will be there. Okay, so that's called an analytical database. Please look at this part. So I've given one diagram also. Please look at the diagram. Yes. Now, this is analytical. So from website, I take data. From various social media, I take data. From the company operational data also, I will take some data. And do some analysis, summary, charts, everything. And how I will do this summary? By using tools. What are those tools? Analytic tools. Spreadsheet is one tool. So using spreadsheet, I will do the summary analysis. So do that analysis. Again, I will save it in the database only. So take the information from database, analyze, and again save it in the database. So this database is not operational. This database is called analytical. So please be careful about the difference between both. Now, coming to your study material again. This is what I discussed about flat file. What is flat file? Just a table. Your student database is a flat file table. What is your student database? At that time, even final database or whether it is foundation database, intermediate database, flat file. What do you mean by flat file? Single table. And in single table, what will be there? Your enrollment number, that will be in the order. Student's name, father's name, date of birth, address, okay, city, pin code, okay, then date of enrollment, when you have actually enrolled, fees paid, okay, what is the date of payment of fees? So what mode you have paid, online or by check or DD or whatever it is you have made a payment. So all this stuff will be there. So that is what is called as a flat. It's just a table. Just a table. Sometimes the number of fields can be 10, 12, 30, 40, 50 fields will be there. And number of records will be 10,000, 20,000, 50,000, 1,000, 10,000, 1 lakh, 10 lakhs. So more the records. That's all records. These are fields. So flat file database are simplest. They are the most commonest, both for basic programming storage as well as highly scalable, massively multi-user internet mega size. Okay. So flat file are the, I will say the base database, the fundamental, any database, maybe the starting point for you to understand is a flat file. Now I'll slowly add masala, mirchi to this types of database. Okay. For that you need to appreciate it. The models, structures. Once you understand the models and structures, I'll take you to the next important concept called the database management system and the types of database, especially what do you call it as an object-oriented database, relational database. Okay, so all those stuff we'll try to actually appreciate one by one. Okay, good. So I want you to now understand what do you mean by a data model. Okay, and the data structure. Now, data model is very important. Just to know, we understood one model. This is one simple model. Very simple. So what is a flat model? Table. Actually, one database, one table. That's all. One database, one table. Single table is called database. One table is equal to database. That's all. You know, flat file. This may not strictly qualify as a data model, but this is the, we'll call it as a fundamental model. Okay. Consists of a single or two-dimensional array of data elements. Okay. So where all members of a given column are assumed to be similar values and all members, etc. 2D. Now, three-dimensional, object-oriented, one by one, I'm going to add mirchi here. Now, let me take you to what do you mean by an object-oriented model. See, we have now understood database, table. Now, should the data be only alphabet, number, alphanumeric only? Not necessary. It can be more than that. What is it? Photographs, videos, graphs, your medical records. Your medical records, will it be, what do you say, flat file? No. Because your medical record will have your patient number, patient name, date of birth, father's name, address, Aadhaar number. Up to this, it will be flat. But after that, I'll extend it. Your reports, I'll attach it in PDF form. Your scanned report, I'll attach it, maybe in a photo form or in a JPEG form, some format. And sometimes the doctors will record voice. Okay, I'll record a voice and then I'll save that as a voice file also. and tag that as part of the database. So that particular day, what was diagnosed, I will actually record it as a file, and I'll make it part of it, so that generally in a corporate hospitals, same doctors treating the same patient is a rare phenomenon. Okay, rare phenomenon, unless and otherwise you are very, very influential person or very connected person. The same doctor will come and treat you. Then he will actually remember you. So what has happened, your history. Otherwise, every day he will see hundreds of patients. How he will remember? The only way is he will see the record, and the record some other doctor would have treated. He will actually click that and hear what the doctor has actually diagnosed. So now, your database consists of what? Can it be only flat? It is not flat. It is object oriented. The moment you say object oriented, it is not in flat form. It is, you connect a voice, video, pictures, okay, graphs, sonogram, this CT scan reports, voice file. So all the stuff becomes database. And not only that, that database you have been treated on 2018, you have been treated for one minor pain, some pain you had in leg, that was being treated in 2018. Now in 2020, now you have an abdomen pain. You go again there. Leg pain, abdomen pain, any connect is there. At that time, how we have treated, what your allergy to it, how you responded to this medicine, that medicine. Everything will be recorded in that patient record. So 2018 record, they will access. 2020 record is one file. 2018 record is another file. Data file. This is also data file. So I will connect both with a common field. That common field is called, I repeat, that common field is called name? No, the patient number. 2018 also one patient number will be there. 2020 also, if he is a new patient, I will have the number. If it's an existing patient, the patient number I will put it. So 2020 record, 2018 record, how will I connect? I will say, use this particular primary key. What is the primary key? The primary key is your unique patient ID. That patient ID will be picked up and it will scan in 2018 primary key, and it will also pick it up. Wow, both the records now it will be available side by side. It will pick from 2020, pick from 2018. That is called relational model. So, what is object? Relational. Object model is creating database not only with the text, but with other classes of data also. What is object relational? You can relate one table with another table. What is relational model? It can be a two flat file. It can be two flat file. For example, now my good friend, one of the friend is here, say participant, 144 participants are there. Okay. Sakshi Bansali is there. She is one of the participants. She got the result. Generally, this name of wherever the word H is there, in Sakshi Bansali, how many H is there? S-A-K, S-H-I. Bansali, B-H-A-N-S-A-L-I. So, 2 H is there. Sometimes what will happen, when these guys, when they type it in the system, 1 H they will miss it. So, in the mark sheet, she cleared CS professional program. Congratulations to Sakshi Bansali. She has cleared. But when H is missing in the mark sheet, she goes there. See, I am Sakshi, not Bansali, B-A-N-S-A-I. I am B-H-A-S-A-L-I. Oh, no. Our computer will not make mistake. Computer will not make mistake, but when you key in, you would have made a mistake. Now, how to find out that her original database, when she enrolled that table, she will say, my roll number is this. Roll number Sakshi Bansali. So, Sakshi Bansali, there can be two Sakshi Bansali. B-A-N-S-A-L-I, B-H-A, okay, that is Sakshi Bansali. B-H-A-N-S-A-L-I, Bansali. Both are two different persons. Actually, you will be very surprised. In Chennai, chartered accountants list, if you take, you will be surprised. R. Subramanian. You know how many R. Subramanian are there as chartered accountants? 18 R. Subramanian are there as chartered accountants in the database itself. Somebody has to say, I am R. Subramanian. Okay. Which R. Subramanian? So, father name, date of birth, membership number. So, it's a very, names are actually not, computers doesn't understand names. Computers only will understand uniqueness. So, therefore, this Sakshi Bansali will go to the institute and say, see, one H is missing. You should not give me my certificate without H. So, therefore, she says, please go to my original database. So, roll number, next to that, her registration number will be there. And the registration number will be in the original flat file. So, roll number roll number database as well as their original registration database. What is the common column? The registration number. Both, there should be some common column. Then only you can relate. If there is no common column, relationship is not possible. Relationship is not possible. That's called relational model. So then you can connect, you can link both, and you can make what is Sakshi Bansali when she registered, and how many examinations she has written. In each and every examination, what is the results? We can make another small table. So this will compare with the 6 or 7 tables, check, and it will give one summary table. Sakshi Bansali enrolled on so-and-so. She has written from December 17, 18, 19, 20. Out of this exam, these are the exams she appeared. This is the result. Yes, no, yes. So this is her final result. It will give one summary. How is it possible? It's possible only because of relation. It's only possible because of relation. If it is not relational, it is not possible. Okay. So very important. All of you guys, you are all finance experts. You are all, law experts. So you must be very, very conceptually very good in understanding the database. And that is fundamental. Very, very fundamental. Okay. So relational model is a database model based on first order predicate logic. Its core idea is to describe a database as a collection of predicates or a finite set of predicate variables describing constraints on the possible values and combination of values. Very interesting. So relational model, object relational, flat file, all this stuff, please be clear with. Okay. So now I am taking you to another very, very important concept. And that is also an exam question. Okay. Good. Let us see what it is. So where is your question? So analytical database, operational database, we have done it. Then relational and object oriented. That is also we have described it. Okay. So relational, what is the fundamental connect between two databases? The fundamental connect between two databases is a primary key. There should be a column which should be a connect between two. So they say primary key and secondary key. What can be a primary key? Your roll number, can it be a primary key for your registration as well as your examination record? No. Examination database and your registration database, what will be the primary key that will connect both your registration number? Because here roll number will be there, here registration number will be there. So every time when you apply for your examination, you have to give your registration number also. So registration number will be second column, but first column will be roll number. So if you want to get your marks, you need not give your registration number. You have to give the roll number. But how your examination database and your registration database gets connected through a common field, and that common field we call it as the primary field, and that primary field will have a key that is called your data item, and that data item is called as primary key. And there can be secondary key. Sometimes primary key will not be there. What do you mean by primary key? Serial number. Sometimes they may not give any number at all. So some of the database they will not give number. So that is a better what to do. You add one more column and give a serial number. Giving a serial number becomes a primary key by default. So sometimes you will not generate the unique number or alphanumeric number. So this is number one. Sometimes if such primary key is not there, what you will do? A combination of two columns or two fields will become a primary key. That is called secondary key. We never call that as a primary key. We'll call it as a secondary key. What is it? Your name and your father's name. Generally, name and father's name. Maybe both of you will have a. I went to Kottayam. Kottayam is in Karnataka. In Karnataka, you will be surprised. I was meeting a few company secretaries. Okay. There are three company secretaries in the same name called Abraham Zachariah. Abraham Zachariah. So actually I went to one particular Abraham Zachariah and asked him, the other two Abraham Zachariah, where is he? He only told correctly. I said, this confusion is there. Our letters and all got misplaced. This second Abraham Zachariah is in so and so place. In Kerala and all, there is no street name, door number and all. You have to only go left, right, take the temple will be there, church will be there, one red color flag will be there, opposite to that one building will be there, next to one yellow building will be there, second floor. This is how they will tell. So there one Abraham Zachariah will be there. Here you go left hand side, another Abraham Zachariah. So you have to note it down. Otherwise you can't find him. So what is a secondary key? Your name and father's name. So there Abraham Zachariah, he said, oh, that Abraham Zachariah, Koshi's son. So Abraham Zachariah, son of Koshi. So then that becomes a key, primary key. Actually, it is not primary key, it is a secondary key, which will function as a primary key. So yeah, more than one field, more than one key you will take. So a combination of two or three. So name, father's name will become, a key for comparison. Sometimes two persons will have the same name and same father's name. Very difficult. Okay, very difficult. Maybe by 1 in 1 crore or 1 in that possibility is also there. So name, father's name, and you can add one more variable so that uniqueness is there. That is called date of birth. Or you can add a PIN code number. So you can connect more than one key to make it a primary key. So it can be a single field item, better to have it as a primary key, like a roll number or your serial number. Or sometimes if you don't have a roll number, serial number and all, better to have a combination of data item. One data item plus another data item together will be a primary key, or 1, 2, 3 put together will be a primary key. So generally 2 or 3, if you combine itself, uniqueness will come. Okay, uniqueness will come. So that is with respect to a primary key. Okay, now I am taking you to another important question. That question is, with respect to data structure. Okay, that is a very popular question. What is data structure? And what are the multiple views of data? Okay, this already I have given you an introduction. Let me give you what are the various views of data. Okay, so this is there in page number 112. Three views of data. So I just now gave the explanation at the beginning of our class. What is that fundamental difference between or the hierarchy of your database? So it starts with bit, then byte, then it goes to data, then it goes to record, then it goes to record becomes a table, then table becomes a database. So this is the hierarchy. Now, the bit and byte is actually in physical view. The lowest level. So you actually note down that tree, that steps, okay, that hierarchy. The lowest level is called the internal schema, internal scheme. How you are, do you mean to say if you see the database in a table format, will it be saved in the hard disk also in the table format? No, it won't be, because your hard disk is in a round form. It is in a cylinder. So there will be tracks and sectors will be there. There will be tracks and sectors. So it will be only stored in bits and bytes. Round, it will be stored in bits and bytes in multiple tracks and sectors. So that is the physical scheme of database. So when a database is created, I will create a space where the physical database has to be stored, because that's very, very important place. I should not use that space for something else. So it should be properly, safely recorded, and so that it can be accessed. So remember database. I made it in the definition itself. Database means it should be organized. Why it should be organized? Please think. You go to a library. When was the last time you went to a library? I don't know, because all of us, we have lost the practice of going to a library and reading books. You go to a library today, even now some of the government libraries, very olden libraries are still functional. Go there and you ask the librarian, I want to get one book. He'll say, what book? The name of the book is You Can Win by Shiv Kera. Oh, that book. Go straight. Fast left. No. Take the 8th left, because a lot of cupboards will be there. Take the 8th left. Right hand side, 4th cupboard. From the bottom, 5th row. From the left, 17th book will be You Can Win by Shiv Kera. Oh my God. How is it possible? Because the books are organized. When it is organized, you can retrieve it fast. That is database. Why database? Why database has to be organized? Why it should be arranged? Why it should be put in one table? Why it should be put in fields? Why it should be put in records? Because easy access. So please remember, why database? What is database? Organized information. Why it is organized? Faster access. Faster. Quick. So that is why when you give the PNR number, you go to IRCTC, put your PNR number, enter, immediately you will get the answer. How is it possible? Because PNR is the key. PNR is the key. Without a PNR, no transaction is possible. Your bank account number, bank account, inside your bank account, every transaction, every debit, every credit, every interest has a transaction number. Your account number will have transaction. Every transaction, every debit, every credit will have a transaction ID, which will be some 13 digit, 14 digit, 15 digit, depending upon the kind of architecture they have designed. And somebody in audit also can put a question to bank of, hey, what is this 58,72,000 you have debited to P&L account? What is this single journal entry you put? Sir, wait, sir. Let me find out what is that. Oh, this is the transaction log number, transaction number. So he'll put the transaction number and he will pull that entry. That entry will be visible, because every day bank, one branch alone will be posting minimum 1,000 entries to 3,000, 4,000 entries. Imagine in a bank which is having 1,500 branches, mind-boggling entries will be there. Manual posting of entries, machine will post entries, and when you are sitting on head office, you are asking one particular question. It is like a maze. How do you actually, how people can answer? They are all human beings. So they will actually, sir, please tell me what is the transaction number. So we have to go and tell this is the transaction number. He doesn't want date, he doesn't want amount, nothing. He wants only transaction number. The transaction number he will put and they will pull out the record, and the record will be saved. That record will have the narration, date, who entered that system, who entered that entry, who edited it, who updated it. The entire history will be available in that. Oh, Mr. Ramamurthy, hey, call Mr. Ramamurthy. We only entered this entry. Let him explain. That's the advantage. So whatever may be the huge database, if it is organized, that is why, guys, in your table, I'll come to your home and I'll ask how you have kept your study material. The way you have kept your study material on your table, blindfold, you should be able to pull out a material. That is the way you have to store your information also arranged in your mind, so that anything can be, how you remember things. How you remember things. For example, if I ask, who is your father's name? Who is your grandfather's name? You go up, because that is how registered here. That is how it's registered. So if I ask, who is the mother of, who is the father of Rahul Gandhi? You say Rajiv Gandhi. Who is the mother of Rajiv Gandhi? You immediately say Indira Gandhi. Who is the father of Indira Gandhi? You immediately say Nehru. So that is actually registered in your mind. It is in some order it has been registered. So above that, below that, some order. So even if you have to remember, you have to organize what you read inside. So database, you have been doing it. Without a name, you have been doing it. You have been doing it. How you are able to remember? You are able to remember your mobile number, your PIN code, your door number, your house landline number. All these you have actually either by memory or by some method you have actually remembered it. Your date of birth, your father's date of birth, your mother's date of birth, your father and mother's wedding date. All this is you are able to remember. How? Some basis you have actually recorded it inside. So you are able to retrieve it. So whenever that question is asked, you are able to retrieve it. Remember. So the lowest level is called the internal schema, physical schema, which are stored in physical storage. That is called hard disk. So the lowest storage. What is the highest level? What you see? In your eyes you see, in the screen what you see. That view is called external view. External view. This is targeted for the end user. So what you see on the screen is not what is stored in the hard disk. Please remember. Sometimes my record will be next to it. For example, my record is say my registration number 423257. Next is my name, my father's name, my date of birth, my address. Everything will be there. But is this the way it is recorded in the hard disk? No. It will be recorded in all the registration numbers will be in one place. Then everything will be in some model. So physically how it is stored and how externally how you view it. Both are not the way in which it is recorded. It is not a picture. Just take a picture and then record it in your, what do you say, hard disk. It is not like that. So that is why please understand that 3 views of data. In between one view, sir, I'll tell you what it is. That is very important. That is DBMS view. Please wait, because after this I'm taking you to DBMS view. We know that the same thing if viewed from different angles produce different sites. Likewise, database that we have created already can have different aspects. So that is called abstraction. So one type of abstract level of data is the ground level. And what you see on the screen is the external view. So internal data which is recorded is called physical view. It is called physical schema. Okay. And this is called view schema. So 3 schema you have to say. Number 1, what do you call it as? Physical schema. And what is physical schema? This is how it is saved, recorded physically in the hard disk. What is the third level? Third level is called view schema. How actually you see the database in the screen. That is called the view schema. Why the word is called scheme? Scheme is called which should be the first column, which should be the second field, third field, fourth field, which should be the 17th field. You design it, you define it. I'm coming for that. How do you define it? Okay, I'm coming for that. Okay, after this. Now, in between these two, you have the logical schema. Wow, what is this logical schema? Now, this is where the software will come, which is called as Database Management System Software, DBMS. So, the middle level is known as the conceptual schema. This software only will read the data and then you will define how it should be shown, how it should be arranged, which is a primary key, which is the first column, second column, third column. So, in the database, you design it. This is how the data has to be understood. So, it will actually, that is called the logical schema. So, it will read the data, convert that to the design, how you have designed it in the software, in the DBMS software, and then it will show you. So, and deal with the structure of the entire database. Please note at this level, we are not interested in the raw data. We are only interested with the structure. The structure is very important. So, structuring is done where? Structuring is done not at physical, not at external. It is done at the logical. So, physical schema, I am not bothered about it. Whichever way, because that is with respect to the physical features of that hard disk, and hard disk manufacturers will vary from country to country, standard to standard, and based on that, the data will be stored. Sometimes you zip the data and store it. Why? To save space. Now, zipped data can I actually view it? No, you can't view. So, you have to unzip it using a tool and then read the data, understand the data, logically how the data has to be structured and then show it on the screen. It's called structuring. So, now we are going to see structure. Okay. Now, structure is here. Previous. The structure refers to schema, scheme for organizing related. What is related? My name, my number, my father's name, my date of birth, my address, okay, my PIN code, my mobile number, okay, that is called related. A scheme of organizing related pieces. What is the scheme? How the file should be. Okay. What is called listing, array, record, tree, table. Here, I will speak about how your data should be structured. For example, number one, how many records that particular table you can allow. How many fields you can allow. What should be the first field? What should be the second field? What should be the third field? What should be the fourth field? Each field, what should be the length of the field? Should the length be bigger? I mean, 10 characters or 15 characters or 20 characters? Or for example, my name is Gopal, Krishna, Raju, very big name. Now you can cut short the length of the name to 10 characters. It is 10 characters, Gopal space KRIS. That's all. After that, it will cut off. It will not show. So, even though physically Gopal, Krishna, Raju will be saved in the disk, in structure, you are structuring the way the name, column, the field, how the field should be, how the field should be structured. You are only structuring for 10 space. So, it will read the entire name, but it will, when it fits it in my column, cut. So, that's called a scheme. Data structure refers to scheme. So, what is list, record? So, all this stuff will be there. For example, data structures provide a means to manage, means facility, okay, infra, to manage large amount of data efficiency such as large database and fit into that structure. Efficient data structures are a key to designing efficient algorithms. So, there you have to think, okay, for example, PIN code. in our country, can I have 40 characters for pin code? No, why 40 characters? Because pin code itself will be only 6 characters. Okay, whichever place in your India. Okay, maximum 6, not more than that. So you can have 6 characters. PAN number 10 characters. Aadhaar digit 12 characters. You need not have more than that. But lesser than that also not correct. Greater than that also you are actually wasting the resource because that will be empty. So 12 characters means 12. Beyond that not required. If somebody is putting some waste, let it be. Similarly, mobile number, some of the mobile number, the space will be only 10. So people will actually type plus 9 1. That is country code. Who wants it? All of you are Indian in India only. I don't want that. Just directly type 10-digit number. If you start with the plus 9 1, all the other digits and somebody will actually give a space in between the first 5 digit and the next 5 digit. That also gone. That I don't need it. I only need your 10-digit number. Tap, tap, tap. Finish. So your data structuring is very, 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 very important. Very, very important. And you have to visualize. You have to visualize how the data ultimately will look like. You have to be like, what do you say? The poet. How poets will actually think and they will write the poems. So like that, you have to visualize how it will look like. Okay. So you visualize how you, on the day how you will pass. When you pass the exam, how you will feel elated. So database structuring, database administrators, they should actually be a very good in imagination. Okay, from physical to the external view, the logical structuring is very important because they need to actually find out what are all the various possibilities. So very, very important, guys, data structuring. And this is an exam question. Characteristics of data structures. There are 3 characters. This is an exam one. It contains data items that can be elementary item, group item, or another data structure. It has a set of operations that can be performed on data items. For example, if it is, amount to column, because that is a very, very important column. On amount to column, you can multiply and get an answer. Multiply and get an answer. Now your pin code, for example, pin code is 4000001, 4,01,000. Okay, Mumbai pin code. That if, should I have to multiply with 3, multiply with 4? Is it any requirement? Is there addition, subtraction, multiplication, division? Isn't requirement is there? So please understand, it has a set of operations that can be performed on data item. For example, if it is pin code, what is the maximum operation you can do? Arranging, sorting. Beyond that, it may not. But if it is the amount, you may sort it. Okay, above 10,000, pick it up. Below 10,000, and you will also add numbers. Okay, and you may have to actually group it. And you may also do, we need to do multiplication. On this 20% is how much is HRA, how much on that 15% is how much you have to give as other allowance or special allowance. So you need to actually do that computation. So you need to have one more column, 15% on this amount multiply. So that should be numeric. If the number, say the salary or whatever the figure, if you put that as a text, then it will not facilitate you to actually do the computation part. So operation that can be performed. It describes the rules of how the data items are related to each other. So all these stuffs are data structures. Very interesting. Okay. Now I'm taking you to database management system. Very important. Okay. Page number 114. What is DBA? It is a software. It is a software. And I will say, so many are there. DBMS or MySQL, PostgreSQL, Microsoft Access, SQL Server, FileMaker, Oracle, RDBMS, Clipper. All these are examples of DBMS. Or you can even call it as RDBMS, Relational Database Management Software or Management System. Microsoft Access is an RDBMS. Oracle is RDBMS. All these are RDBMS software. You need not call it as DBMS, and even call it as RDBMS. Why RDBMS? I told you, one table to another table, you can relate and you can generate another table. So you can, if you have a common field, that field you can connect 2 or 3 tables, and here you can bring 2 or 3 tables and generate a third table. So that relationship is possible. Just imagine in a company you have 4,897 tables. My God. And they give relationship between all these tables because different operational department, they will have lot of data. So you will actually go. So just imagine the kind of data that will be there, how these are related. So the database manager has to be very good in, very good in data structure and an abstraction and connecting abstract to the reality, how you can see. So unless another, he is a very good in imagination, very good in imagination. So you should be a good thinker. So they use a word, if you fail to plan, you are planning to fail. So that is very much correct in DBMS. And if you are not thinking, in Bhagavad Gita itself, it is the yata bhavam tata bhavati, yad bhavam tat bhavati. What do you mean by that? As you think, so you become. Okay, as you think, so you become. So you should be a very good thinker. So the design, what do you call that? The design thinking. That design thinking is very important in DBMS. So how it will be, So even a professional student, you should be a design thinker. If I prepare this, if a question is asked, how I should answer in the answer paper, to that extent you must prepare. It is not only studying this. If this question is asked in exam, how I should answer there, to that extent I must prepare. Then you are a design thinker. Then you are a database. You are a database administrator, very good administrator. Okay. And remember, this word manipulation is not a sin in database. Manipulation means arranging data. So it is not accountant's manipulation. Please be very careful. In database, manipulation is accepted. A database administrator should manipulate data. Manipulation means what? It means updating database, sorting database, okay, and then creating a new database. All these are manipulation. That is a term that is used in the technology. But being a company secretary, being a chartered accountant, being a cost accountant, and all, don't jump to that particular thinking that manipulation means, oh my God, that this is not correct in our profession. That manipulation is different. That is number manipulation. This is a database manipulation. Now, what is it? We'll see. DML and DDL, data manipulation language, data description language, or data definition language, and data dictionary. These are the other three I'm going to discuss after DBMS. And after that, we can close for today's session. Okay, good. A database, that's okay. So all this I've done. Now I want to tell you about data dictionary. So that you need to, database administrator, very important. This role is very important. Once you know this, entire stuff is over. What is database administrator? He is the guy who actually does the designing, structuring, and manipulating, and definition of language, data dictionary creation, everything he will do. So defining the schema, modifying the schema, defining the storage structure. He is responsible for granting authorization, creating user ID password. So he is the guy who will actually give the security. He is the, I will say the guy, he is not the owner of the database, but he is the administrator of the database. He is the custodian of the database. For example, you are an operational head. You are a purchase department head. So the data of the purchase department, you are the owner of the database. But who is the administrator? He is the custodian of the database. So the custodian of the database is the database administrator. Who is the owner of the database? The guy who actually creates the database. The operational database owner is the guy who actually creates, who actually owns the database. So the operational departmental head. So he need not be the administrator. The administrator will be the guy who will actually do the part with respect to managing the database. So he will only give the user ID and password. For example, there are guys who will be below me. I am the operational manager, I am the finance manager, I am the purchase manager, I am the sales manager. Below me, there will be very many guys who will be working. And they are the guys who will actually create. They will actually enter the data. Now, can I give access to them to actually edit the data? No. So therefore, I will have full access to the database to do the editing, adding, subtracting, okay, all those stuff. I will have the feature. But my subordinate, who is maybe the entry level area manager or area sales manager, he will only get the invoices and he will enter the respective data inside the system. That's all. And once he commits that info, that is why today's ERP structure, in today's ERP, enterprise resource planning, today's cloud accounting structures and all, until you input the data, you are given some roles, you are given some authorization to input data. There are certain places where you will not be authorized to input data. So you can only select the data. And once you enter the data, your data will not be committed. My higher official has to see the data and then he has to say yes. So there will be dual dual persons who has to actually approve. So one will be the writer or one who actually enters the data, another person who verifies and authorizes the data. These are the two guys who actually enters data, and this guy who authorizes, he will be the owner of the data, and the database administrator will give access, limited access to the person who enters the data, full access to the person who actually authorizes the data. He is the guy who is actually the owner of the data. And the database administrator is only a custodian. He actually manages the entire affairs. Okay, good. That is database administrator. Data dictionary is a very, very important term. Now, what is data dictionary? Please look here. Data dictionary is data about data. This is how a data dictionary will look like. Data dictionary, the database administrator, for example, field 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 field, 7 column. He will design password, maximum should be 30 characters, bigger, can't be more than that. And what is the constraint? He cannot give a space in between. So password, it is not passwords. You can have a very big password. It is only one, but you cannot give a space in between. The moment you give a, so which is a primary key? Client ID is a primary key. So all others are not primary key. So this is called data dictionary. I've just given a simple one. So generally data dictionary will be very big because here how many fields are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 is only there. So sometimes 17 fields will be there. 70 fields will be there. So what will be the data type? Integer. Okay, various character. Varchar means various character. Integer means number. Contact number means number, 15-digit character. Actually, I don't need even, if it is actually a mobile number. Mobile number I don't need even 15 characters. I need only 10 characters. I can restrict it. Or I can have a maximum up to 13 characters because plus 9, 1, then I can give 10 characters. So 13 characters. Or I can even restrict to 10. But here it is 15 characters. So possibly people may enter a wrong mobile number also. That possibility is there. Email ID. Okay. No null means email ID. Can it have a space in between? It can't have. That is a not null. So varchar means various character. The maximum 30 character. What is my varchar? Means your email ID can have a pure numeric. I mean pure alpha. Alpha numeric also it can be. So my email ID is gkr8164@gmail.com. So meaning that has both alpha as well as numeric. But only numeric you cannot have email ID because in between one at is there. And after that symbol, there will be a domain place. So that domain place cannot be pure numeric. So all this stuff is there. So this is called data dictionary. So now what is data dictionary? Let's see what our study material says. The DBMS stores definitions of the data elements and their relationships. That's called metadata. It's called data about data. Data about data. Data about data is called metadata. In a data dictionary, in turn, all programs that access the data in the database work through the DBMS. The DBMS uses the data dictionary to look up the required data component structures and relationships. So all this stuff you try to actually understand and then try to read the study material. Because I will say lesson number 5 is the most important chapter and the most abstract chapter. I'll say the abstract chapter is lesson number 5. Please be careful. Okay, please be careful. Now I'm taking you to the DDL and DML. That is another important exam question. Okay, so yeah, DDL and DML are part of SQL. The structured query language. And structured query language is actually a language in which you can actually give questions and get answers from the database. And data definition language generally use terms like create, drop, alter. These are the terms they use. Manipulation language is insert data, delete data, update data. That's called manipulation language. So please remember one thing, I already made this point clear to all of you. Manipulation is not the manipulation what you understand in a normal corporate scenario. Okay, that is not it. In technology, manipulation is an accepted one. For example, somebody's name, okay, I just know I said, okay, who is that Shruti Bansala? Somebody I was referring to. What is her name? Bansali, somebody I was referring. Her name is wrongly typed, wrongly entered. So what to do? You have to actually edit it. Your name is wrongly entered. Your PAN number is wrongly entered. Okay, your salary is wrongly entered. If you get a higher salary, a higher amount credit, very good, you will keep quiet, withdraw money and then stay safe at home. But if it is less, you have to ask, you have to edit. The data has to be edited. That is called data manipulation language. So how do you do it? There are commands. You have to instruct the database through the database management software. You would instruct to go to that particular primary key, that record, and then pick that and then edit it. How do you do it? This is a language instruction that enables users to access or manipulate data. Manipulate means they are given in brackets, so please be careful. Retrieve the data, insert the data, update the data, delete the data. Sometimes best is, why should you do it? Best is delete and insert new data. Simple. That is manipulation. Okay. So how do you do it? How do you do the manipulation? Insert and delete. Best. So that is actually a command. There is an SQL command. Okay. So delete field number. Okay. Record number. Delete record number so and so. Enter. That record will be damal over. Now who did it? When you did it, everything will be recorded at the back end through that ERP system. That is called change management. Then you create one more. You insert one, not creating, that inserting. But what is data definition? You create. How do you do the creation? Please look here. As the name suggests, this language used to define the various types of data in the database and the relationship with each other, especially creating the table, creating the file, naming the file, specifying the storage structure, okay, field length increasing, decreasing. This is called description language. For example, email. Somebody's email will be very big. Somebody will say, मेरा नाम जोकर और मेरा जूता है जापानी, मेरा टपलू है इंग्लिस्तानी @gmail.com. So that much big is मेरा जूता है जापानी @gmail.com. So if you have given only a characters like 15 characters or 20 characters, मेरा जूता है जापानी @gmail.com is very big. Okay. He will then say, no, this I like this. Everybody like this ID, so I don't want to change my ID like that. So then specify the storage structure. You have to increase it, decrease it. Something you have to do. So that you will do it in manipulation language and description language. So that's called description. Because in dictionary you have designed it. Now that dictionary you want to edit it. Then how do you edit it? Through description language. Okay. So security, authorization, who can access, who cannot access, who can edit, who cannot edit. That will come in the description. So DDL, DML. It's a very, very popular question. I will say, guys, it's a very, very, very popular question. Okay. And last but not the least, data warehouse and data mining. Okay. So once you have created the database, the next is, okay, data warehouse. You know what is data warehouse? Where data are stored. Okay. Huge database are there. Example, irctc.co.in will have huge database of people traveling, and I will have my user ID password, and IRCTC can know where and all I have traveled, how many days I have traveled, which and all train I have traveled, how many locations I have traveled. Now that data is very important. that they will actually send email to me every now and then saying that this yatra we are going, this special summer vacation we are going. You want to book the tickets, please book. Train ticket plus hotel plus food, that this ityadi put together, total package is this come. So doing business is very easy. Today, data is equal to money. What is money? Money is equal to information. Data is equal to information is equal to money. Please understand. And who is having more data, more information? He is wealthy today. He is wealthy today. Please understand. So what is data warehouse? Data warehouse is a storage area for processed and integrated data across different sources, which will be both operational data and external data. You take external data. External data is data taken from your social media, various places. So many people will give data about you. Today you leave traces in many, many places. All these will be collected, and the companies will tell more about you than your family knows about you. So that is the work of data warehouse today. And what is data mining? This is a technique adopted to collect information from the data warehouse, sort it, analyze it, and understand the patterns from the data. So it will know about your likes, dislikes, where and all you have used your credit card. You will only go to vegetarian restaurants. Then I will only send promotions about vegetarian products to you. In your credit card bills, only non-vegetarian restaurants you have visited. So then I'll only send promotions about the non-vegetarian dishes. You have only traveled only through, a particular airline. So that particular airline's information alone I will send. You have only gone to some 7 or 10 destinations. Only that particular destination related information I will send it to. Now that is called as data mining. And please look at what is data mining. First, get the source of data, get the target data. Maybe a lot of stuff will be there. Filter that and then get the target data alone. Process the data, convert that into summary, table, chart, etc. That process data, you transform the data into information, which will actually have some logic in it. From that, you understand the patterns. Okay, this guy actually only goes only on Saturday to restaurants. So your credit card bill, from credit card bills, you have 7 or 8 credit cards. All the credit card bills, you have to summarize it. Okay, then you have to process the data. You have to only, what are the purchases you have made, food items you have made, travel you have made, like that you have to grade it. Then you have to convert the transformed data into month-wise, year-wise, week-wise, all those stuff. Then you will get the pattern. Pattern is which are the places, which area you have visited, and what is the amount you are spending, how many people you actually spend for. Then you get knowledge about, you know about the particular guy, particular industry, particular person. So that is data mining. It's very, very interesting. And you need to know a lot of tools to actually do data mining. So what is data mining? Now, data mining, it is a process of extracting hidden predictive information. So that is what, look at the next one. Predictive information. Okay. From large database. So what is predictive information, descriptive information? Please look here. What is predictive? You classify, do the regression analysis, time series, and predict what you will do. Because you have been doing the same stuff. So you will do the same stuff later also. So then I will facilitate you with a lot of the advertisements with vendors. What is descriptive? Clustering, summarizing, association rules, and then sequence discovery. This is another model of data mining, especially if it is not related to any spending patterns. It is with respect to your every day you go for walk, every day you meet friends, every day your office timing, your way of behavior with respect to attending to various clients and where and all you visit. So all those informations you collect. So descriptive is a method of finding human interpretable patterns that describe the data. So it will not have numbers. It will only have some attributes about you. What do you say, your daily routine, okay, your behavior patterns, all those descriptive informations are collected from various places, collated, and then know about more about that particular company, particular person, particular area, all those stuffs. So that is called descriptive data. So people have been doing it, and this is a very big business. Data mining is a big business. As I told you, data is information, information is money. Dot. So guys, thank you very much. Okay. So we are now at 9:46. I have only 3 points to share with all of you. Number one, all this stuff, whatever is there, I have uploaded in my blog. People are downloading it from my blog, but you are not sharing your views. So my request to all of you, please share a line or two in the blog. Okay, yesterday's material I have shared yesterday evening by 5:30. You can go and download it. So that is number one point. So when you download it, share your views, share your reflections. Second, those of you who wish to actually form part of All India CS IT&SA group, you can send a message to me, to my number, and I will include you in that particular group. Already more than 100 have been in that group, and good amount of interaction has been happening. People have been putting questions there, and our group members are answering. And it's a very good forum to actually share knowledge. And remember, guys, you should only use that forum for sharing your knowledge and to put your questions. That forum is only for that purpose. And please don't violate that rules. And I have been very, very seriously watching those conversations also. And institute officials are also part of that, and they will also be watching you. So use that forum effectively. And I appreciate all those 100 plus participants who are part of that WhatsApp group. They have been using it very effectively, very effectively. And from today or tomorrow, or maybe after this 9-day session, I'm planning to actually give questions every day or a couple of days on every chapter. I'll be asking exam-oriented questions. You have to actually answer that questions in your own handwriting. In your own handwriting, I want to see how you actually answer in your own handwriting, and then take the snapshot of it and then upload it in the WhatsApp so that I can read that and I can give my comments who have actually better in presenting, what additional points you need to actually add. Generally, I will not be very specific with respect to people, so that you can actually improve your presentation. This is very, very important in this particular subject. Your presentation actually will enhance your mark scoring in this subject. That's very important. Okay. So thank you very much. And I'll again repeat my number: 9840063269, 98401-63269, along with your name, your location, and your mobile number. Okay. So with that, and my www.3spro.blogspot.com. This is my blog address. Okay, for your kind information. So those who have not been added, please send once again. Okay, maybe a lot of numbers which I've been getting, so I'm not able to. So whether I have repeated it or not, I would have missed it. Nevertheless, please send once again today. So I'll try to actually add your number. Okay. Thank you very much and have a good day. Tomorrow at night, same time, 8 a.m. we'll meet.